Okay, well that didn't work. I think that meter may be broke because it never did power up. So I decided to see if there was a way to do it without the meter. There was a guy on YouTube that took the upper cap off of this with a spring, and then he just had somebody pump, or he pumped the brakes up or whatever himself and put a bar on it. And anyway, he would just bleed the tube that's the return line from this on the master cylinder, and he said that worked. I could see why it probably would. So I took this apart. Um, anyway, pull the wires out. So here you have one line goes in here. There's a little filter inside of that. These would go together. These two halves here come together. Actually, like that. And then you've got your gasket in the middle of it. So to make this thing a little bit easier to deal with, we'll get that out of the way. This part here, you see inside of it, that's your upper blader. So this would set up on your truck. It's actually the other way, but these bolts here go through your frame. Of course, these studs. So anyway, what we have inside of this thing is a couple solenoids. Now, I'm not sure what the blue wire is. It looks like it's on a pin that seems to be insulated. It looks like it might have a piece of plastic around it. I'm not sure. I can't get any spark or anything out of that on either model. So you have solenoid up front. So your black and your yellow wire power it, and then your black wire is going to connect into this one as well, and you have a red wire that also powers it. So what I did under my truck, and I'm suggesting you don't do this because you might burn this thing out or tear something up, and if you do that, then you're on your own there. I unplugged the wire and harness from the truck, had my wife pump the brakes up and hold it. So took a couple of leads off 2-amp battery charger, took the negative, stuck it in the hole where the black wire was at, and then I would take the other charger. So we're going to do this solenoid first, to be the red wire. I'd touch it, and you can see that how that takes up. And then this one, when I let go, it may shoot that out. It has a spring in it, and anyway, so you can see that solenoid there also takes up. So I would take and I grounded my black wire out, and then I just went back and forth between the two of them. And the way that I believe this works is these are just little valve bodies, and it's taking them back and forth, and it's allowing the fluid to pass through this thing. Anyway, that's what I did, and I did it with the ignition off, and this unplugged from the wiring harness, and I just worked with leads on this with somebody holding down a brake pedal. And as I would go back and forth between these two, she said the brake pedal would go down a little bit. So I've just barely just click, 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 click like that, real quick. And you don't set it on there and hold it. It went down pretty quick, but if you put current through an electromagnet very long, you'll blow it out. And also, like I said, 2 amps is all I was using. So, don't go burning your stuff up. But that's what I did. Kind of interesting. And the part that you hook the computer into, or the test tool or whatever into, that's the harness that goes into your computer. It's on the firewall of your truck, on the driver's side, all the way over in the corner. I forgot to say that in the last video. So you actually plug the harness into that brake leader tool.